In the headlines tonight, Ethiopia and Somalia reaffirm commitment to regional peace and economic development. And diplomats praise Ethiopia's green legacy as global climate model. Hello, greetings ladies and gentlemen. This is EBC World, the voice of Pan-Africanism, coming to you live from Addis Ababa, Ethiopia. I'm your host, William Alamayo. Please do stay with us. And now, moving on, Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed held bilateral discussions with President Hassan Sheikh Mahmoud of Somalia to strengthen economic ties, security, and regional stability. The meeting reaffirmed long-standing relationship between Ethiopia and Somalia, with both leaders emphasizing the importance of strengthening cooperation founded on mutual trust, respect, and shared interests. Reflecting on the historical and cultural bonds between the two countries, Prime Minister Abiy stated, and I quote, "Ethiopia and Somalia share more than borders. We share what is most precious to us, our people, and common destiny," end of quote. Meanwhile, the latest meeting between Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed and Somalia President Hassan Sheikh Mahmoud in Addis Ababa underscores both countries' commitment to strengthening economic ties, enhancing regional security, and advancing a more integrated and prosperous East Africa. Samira Mohammed Burhan has more.
For decades, relations across East Africa were shaped by mistrust, rivalry, and conflict. Neighboring countries often viewed one another through the lens of security threats, fueling instability and recurring crises. Today, however, a historic chapter is being written in Ethiopia that breaks these old plots and changes that path, serving as a shock to those who have long wished for instability in East Africa. Over the past 8 years, as Ethiopia has entered a new phase, the region's diplomatic landscape has undergone a fundamental shift. Since Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed took office, Ethiopia's foreign policy strategy has transitioned from a traditional focus on security barriers toward an ideology of collective development and brotherhood. By prioritizing regional peace, Ethiopia has initiated a new diplomatic revolution, replacing long-standing narratives of hate with a tangible reality of shared sustainable development. The relationship between Ethiopia and Somalia in particular was long marred by suspicious political intrigue and foreign interference. However, history and Ethiopia's new approach to foreign relations have changed this dynamic. The bond between the two countries transcends political borders rooted in blood, history, and culture.
I'm much willing to see that Ethiopia and Somalia moving together, and we've seen a lot of benefits that our mutual relationship benefits both of us.
As of June 29, 2026, the commitment was further solidified as Somalia President Hassan Sheikh Mohammed arrived in Addis Ababa for an official working visit, marking their first face-to-face meeting in just 6 months. During this bilateral discussion, both leaders reaffirmed their dedication to strengthen economic ties, regional security, and stability anchored in mutual trust and respect. Ethiopia has changed how it shares its internal progress with its neighbor. Its massive development projects are not meant to harm neighbors, but to connect the region through electricity, roads, and technology, fostering growth for all. Ethiopia emphasized that it shares the challenges of its neighbors, such as the hunger and difficulties faced by Sudan and Egypt, as if they were its own. The country remains committed to working together rather than seeking personal gain at the expense of of the others. The strategic brotherhood between Ethiopia and Somalia is not a sudden occurrence. Somalia President Hassan Sheikh Mohammed's past presence at milestone of the Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam demonstrates Somalia's acknowledgement that the resource Ethiopia develops are intended to transform the entire region. Moving forward, the region's future depends on abandoning the old zero-sum mentality. Projects like the Aisha wind power plants sited near the Somalia border proves that Ethiopia's development revolution is also a source of light and energy for Somalia. Ultimately, this diplomatic shift is laying a solid foundation to transform East Africa from a region of crisis into a hub of prosperity, ensuring a stable and wealthy future for the next generation.
Ethiopia's Green Legacy Initiative is drawing international recognition with ambassadors and members of the diplomatic community here in Addis Ababa praising its contribution to tackling climate change and protecting the environment. The diplomats joined a tree planting campaign at Ntoto Park today, describing the initiative as a model that other countries could follow. Shagawe Matau has the following report.
Ethiopia's Green Legacy Initiative is gaining international recognition with ambassadors and members of the diplomatic community based in Addis Ababa hailing its contribution to tackling climate change and restoring degraded landscapes. Diplomats joined a tree planting campaign at Ntoto Park today, describing the initiative as a practical model for environmental protection that other countries could emulate. Launched by Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed in 2019, the Green Legacy Initiative has led to the planting of more than 48 billion tree seedlings. The diplomats said climate change is a global challenge requiring collective action and welcomed the opportunity to support what they described as a borderless cause.
Yeah, I very appreciate this initiative. It's good. I like it very much, especially regarding the change of the climate change and preparing Ethiopia for the COP32. I very much appreciate that.
This is a really important initiative. Climate change is an issue that affects all of us. And that's why here at the British Embassy we're very proud to support the Green Legacy Initiative and through a lot of our development programming to be supporting improving climate resilience here in Ethiopia.
The diplomats highlighted the initiative's visible environmental impact, including ecosystem restoration and improved forest cover. They say tree planting is one of the most practical ways to combat climate change and encouraged other countries to adopt similar initiatives.
It's a good enterprise that Ethiopia has undertaken. It's a big challenge, and this challenge should be followed by other countries in Africa. In the struggle against desertification, I think that Ethiopia is in forefront, okay, and other countries will follow suit.
This is a perfect example how we should proceed. If you see now the temperature that hit Europe, this is something that we could not imagine years ago, and this kind of initiative can have a direct impact of the climate change. So I really very much appreciate that initiative here.
Well, I think this is really sets the tone in many ways, like the ambitious goals of planting trees. So of course this is a huge and a very ambitious target, and for many, and also for this continent.
The tree planting campaign was organized by Ethiopia's Ministry of Foreign Affairs in partnership with the Ethiopian Wildlife Conservation Authority. State Minister of Foreign Affairs Ambassador Hader Abra said the initiative highlights the need for stronger international cooperation to address climate change, while Director General of the Ethiopian Wildlife Conservation Authority Kumar Rawakjira said tree planting helps restore ecosystems, protect wildlife and advance sustainable development.
No nation can address it alone. It requires collective action and strong international cooperation. The seedlings we plant today represent more than environmental restoration. They symbolize hope for the future generations. They also reflect the strong partnership between Ethiopia and your countries and organizations. Ethiopia remains committed to green development, will continue contributing to global climate goals through practical action.
Every tree planted today contributes to cleaner air, carbon storage, soil and water conservation, wildlife habitat and sustainable development. Ethiopian Wildlife Conservation Authority remains fully committed to working with all of you to strengthen conservation, restore ecosystem. We firmly believe that investing in nature is investing in peace, prosperity, and resilience.
Ethiopia plans to plant 8 billion tree seedlings during this year's rainy season, bringing the total target to 65 billion by 2027, when Addis Ababa hosts the 32nd United Nations Climate Change Conference, COP32.
Ethiopia targets to meet universal electricity access by 2035, launching a strategic blueprint for delivering. The country unveiled its ambition as it advanced discussions on its national electrification program, known for short as NEP 3.0, bringing together government institutions, development partners, the private sector, and international stakeholders. Santayo Tamrat takes it from here.
Ethiopia has speeded up consultation on charting a roadmap toward achieving universal access to reliable, affordable, and sustainable electricity by 2035. The consultation organized in Addis Ababa by the Ministry of Water and Energy focused on the implementation strategy for NEP 3, the country's latest long-term electrification framework designed to expand both grid and off-grid electricity access while accelerating inclusive economic development. Opening the forum, State Minister of Water and Energy Sultan Wale described NEP 3 as Ethiopia's strategic blueprint for delivering universal electricity access by 2035.
To further give meaning and materialize our national electrification program, we have been developing a series of national electrification programs. And our first national electrification program, our veterans NEP 1, was established and published and issued in 2017. The next national electrification program, NEP 2, was also edited and published in 2017, and it has been so far under implementation. And now, the ongoing national electrification program, NEP 3, which actually brought us here today, is most important, and we suppose will today validate.
In order that Ethiopia has made significant progress under the previous phase of the national electrification program by expanding electricity access, strengthening institutional capacity, and mobilizing investments. The discussion brought together representatives from the World Bank, Ethiopian Electric Power, Ethiopian Electric Utility, government institutions, development partners, non-governmental organizations, and other key stakeholders. According to the State Minister, NEP 3 will employ advanced geospatial least cost planning to identify the most efficient mix of grid expansion, mini-grids, and sustainable renewable energy systems. The program also prioritizes demand forecasting, investment planning, and the identification of high-impact electrification projects to maximize economic and social benefits while ensuring efficient use of public resources.
Among the major improvements introduced in the National Electrification Program 2 is geospatial least cost planning, which is very important because it takes into account the detailed settlement patterns without having crude and broad planning. Therefore, the ongoing development of National Electrification Program will take those lessons into consideration to address implementation gaps and also to realize the dream of Ethiopia toward priority of energy uses and to meet international commitments. And the town expansion, rural expansion, to which side it will be. And also it considers the distance from the substations. And also it considers and calculates the future energy demand forecast. And above all, it chooses the cost optimization models. Of course, as we all know, there are several models in the world, but which one are actually fit to our situation and how we can customize them. Those all has been taken into consideration in the National Electrification Program too.
Energy specialist at the World Bank Ethiopia, Wandayo Demise, on his part said the World Bank continues to support Ethiopia's energy sector reforms.
This work is among the 15 plus technical assistance exercises that the bank provides. So along with the NEP, we have completed the MTF survey, the National Electrification Strategy, with this task team. So we are so grateful for the team for their dedication. The World Bank would continue to support and would like to encourage other partners to support the country on such activities, in addition to the support on physical infrastructure. The World Bank would continue to support the reform efforts.
Ethiopia has significantly expanded its electricity infrastructure over the past 2 decades, increasing the number of grid-connected towns and villages while investing in hydroelectric, geothermal, wind, solar, and regional power interconnectedness. With NEP 3, Ethiopia seeks to close the remaining access gap by combining public investment, private sector participation, and international development support to deliver universal electricity access by 2035.
You're still tuned to ABC World, and now Ethiopia and South Korea have launched a new 5-year initiative to strengthen Ethiopia's national quality management system and enhance competitiveness of its agricultural exports. Backed by $10 million in South Korean development assistance, the project marks a major milestone in the long-standing partnership between the two countries. Marta Abdisa takes us through the rest of the story.
The Ethiopian Ministry of Trade and Regional Integration, in partnership with the Korean International Cooperation Agency (KOICA) and the Korean Technical Cooperation, inaugurated the Ethiopian National Quality Management Capacity Enhancement Project in Addis Ababa. Speaking at the inauguration, State Minister for Trade and Regional Integration Ndalo Mekonnen described the project as a major milestone in the long-standing partnership between Ethiopia and South Korea.
Today marks more than a launch of a 5-year development project. It represents another important milestone in the enduring friendship and strategic partnership between the Federal Democratic Republic of Ethiopia and Republic of Korea, a partnership founded on mutual respect, shared values, and common aspiration for sustainable development and inclusive economic growth. The relationship between Ethiopia and Republic of Korea has continued to flourishing over the years, extending beyond development cooperation to encompass trade, investment, education, technology transfer, agriculture, and institutional capacity building. We deeply value Korea's unwavering commitment to Ethiopia's development journey and its continued support in strengthening our national institutions. On behalf of the government of Ethiopia and the Ministry of Trade and Regional Integration, I extend our sincere appreciation to the government of Republic of Korea for its generous support through KOICA, and to the Korea Testing and Certification, KTC, for its technical leadership and the commitment to successful implementation of this important initiative.
The State Minister said the initiative goes beyond upgrading laboratories and equipment. It is designed to strengthen Ethiopian national quality infrastructure by enhancing standard development, testing, inspection, certification, and accreditation system, while also investing in human resource development to ensure long-term sustainability. The 5-year project is supported by $10 million and development assistance from the government of South Korea. For KOICA, the launch reflects the strong and enduring development cooperation between two countries. Shin Shain, KOICA Deputy Country Director of Ethiopia, said the project will help Ethiopian products meet international quality and trade standards, reduce barriers to market access, and increase food exports and foreign exchange earnings, while creating sustainable livelihood opportunities for farmers and agro-processors.
In recent years, we have witnessed a challenging global landscape marked by a general decline in international ODA volumes. Amidst such a trend, successfully launching this project is a truly remarkable and joyful achievement. It demonstrates our unwavering commitment to Ethiopia. By enhancing testing, inspection, and quality control regulation over the next 5 years. This project will help Ethiopian products overcome technical barriers to trade, boost export revenues, and create sustainable livelihood for farmers and processors.
Officials say the project is expected to leave a lasting legacy by strengthening Ethiopian national quality management system and enhancing the competitiveness of the country's agro-processing sector for years to come.
And now a quick recap of the major stories making headlines once again. Ethiopia and Somalia reaffirm commitment to regional peace and economic development. And diplomats praise Ethiopia's green legacy as a global climate model. That's all the news we had for the top of the hour. It was me, Binayam Alamayo, bringing you the latest. Thanks for tuning with us, and please do stay for the rest of EBC World programs. Bye-bye and take care.